Football season. We're so close. We're so close. Canes
College
kicking off.
football.
Less than a week. Less than a week. We heard Heather Dinich, Paul Feinbaum both saying that even at 19, Miami Hurricanes are underrated. Read an article yesterday from Sports Illustrated where someone predicted they're going to go undefeated. Greg McElroy, former Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback and ESPN analyst, especially for the SEC network, he says Canes are going to be third ranked at the end of the season when they go into the playoffs. Vlad has said he believes that they're going to be a playoff team.
Said it since we started this year, bro. I think they're gonna be a play. I'm using that. This is now, without a shadow of a doubt, Mario's program.
Right.
First year, you might have had to clean out some previous stuff from the old regime, whatever. So you were implementing your philosophies and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second season, they got a hint. They know what, they play 1 year with you, but now they gotta really start executing and playing the way that you want them. Year 3, they should know this, they should know this by heart right now, like the back of their hand. And you got a stud behind center.
That is true, Cam Ward.
If you have all of that and you got that guy behind center, I expect big things from you this season. That's why I think with the way that the college football playoff system has expanded to 12 teams, I think Miami at the end of the year will be one of the 12 best teams in college football.
Well, let's back up some of your statements with some, not facts, but some other pundits weighing in on what they think about the Miami Hurricanes. We go to the Miami Herald's Jordan McPherson, who writes a headline, Grading the Hurricanes. What are Miami's strengths and weaknesses for this 2024 season? Quarterbacks given an A-. I don't know about the minus. I would say straight up A. Cam Ward, I understand. New program. It's a senior year. Nonetheless, I like Cam Ward a lot. And some people are saying he's I don't want to hear that dark horse for the Heisman Trophy. There was a time when Spencer Rattler was a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy.
Because he was hyped coming in.
I knew how bad he was going in too.
Wait a minute,
he's a Saints guy now.
That's why you
still don't like him.
That's why you hate him.
No, I hated him long before that. I watched QB1, and I thought he was marginal then. Nonetheless, you've got the quarterbacks, Cam Ward, and his backup is Reese Hoffenbarger. Remember, he played at FCS Albany and he kind of burned it up. And then Emory Williams coming off the injury. Don't know what you're going to have with them. The running backs graded at a B+. Now, remember, we got a highly coveted running back from Oregon State, Damian Martinez. He was one of the big guys in the Pac-12. He's rated as one of the top running backs in the country. So right now, things are looking good, at least with some of the skill position guys. Wide receivers, give the A-. Of course, you got Xavier Restrepo. Got to see if Jacoby George and Sam Brown have any big step-ups this year. I know they had some issues with them last year, kind of a little extra curriculars and getting a lot of penalties, but so far, the offense looked good. Tight end not so great. They're giving it a C. There's lots of potential with redshirt junior Elijah Arroyo, true freshman Elijah Lofton, and ninth-year senior Cam McCormick. Okay, I see. That's why that's a C right there. Offensive line, we know that right there is Mario Cristobal's baby. Looking pretty good. You got a fifth-year junior, Jalen Rivers, sophomore Francis Malinoa. We know Francis Malinoa. He's a monster. Junior Inez Cooper. They got some guys there. An offensive line. We're expecting a lot of running, a lot of pushing them around. And once again, that's Mario Cristobal's thing. A-. That's okay. Defensive line, they give it an A. Of course, you got Ruben Bain. He is our guy. He is the reigning defensive rookie of the year. He might be the defensive player of the year in the ACC. Elijah Alston. You've got Tyler Barron. And, you got some inside guys. I'm not going to get into all this the sexiness of the offensive and defensive lines, but they're good. Linebackers, you give it a B. You got the other Malinoa brother, Francisco. He was good last year. He's been in the program, like you said, Vlad, more time, more familiarity. Got a chance to make some really good things happen. You also got Wesley Bizante, and of course you got some other guys that have been in the program and some other transfer portal guys. Defensive backs, you get a B-. We'll see how that goes with them. Special teams, you got to go A, man. You got the kicker, the only All-American on the Hurricanes team, Andres Borregales. We know those Borregaleses can kick some footballs. So now we go on to another article from the Miami Herald. Susan Miller Degnan, Miami Hurricanes 2024 schedule review. How many games will the U win, lose, and what are trap games? Vlad, they're believing. They got to, here we go. Tell me whether you agree or disagree with any of these. August 31st, Florida, 3:30. They've got Miami winning 31-24.
I can see that.
I don't know if it's going to be that high scoring.
I do.
You do? I think first game of the year on the road.
I don't think defenses are ready.
They're not ready
as of yet.
Okay. I mean, I do expect Miami to win by about 7 points, basically like that. So yeah, 31-24 is good with me. Now, we both saw Florida A&M edge out Norfolk State yesterday, so we'll be able to tell about this one. They got Miami winning 55-7. About right.
I mean, if there's no letdown.
Yeah, I expect them to take care of business. Ball State, Miami 41-7. Ball State, not expected to be that good this year. South Florida, I think this is a trap game.
Why you say that?
I just think South Florida, we're kind of their Super Bowl. We're going to their place. We've got nothing really to prove other than we don't want to lose. USF is going to be, they've got talented players. They've got a good coaching staff. They've got a lot of reasons to win and show up. Nonetheless, even though it might or might not be a trap game, they have Miami winning 24-21. All I'm going to say is I do expect Miami to beat USF, but I am going to say when we leave we're not going to be leaving the stadium because we're most likely not going to be there. But if we do leave with a win, I'm going to exhale very, very heavily. I'm like, whew. They've got some talent there. Virginia Tech, this is another one. I'm like, oh, but it is the first ACC game. What about Miami winning 28-21?
Against who? Virginia
Tech? Yeah.
That's that Friday night game. That's going to be a weird game.
That's at home.
You know what? I do see that being a close game.
It's an ACC opener, and we saw what happened in an ACC opener yesterday, Florida State, Georgia Tech. What about Cal Berkeley? This is another game we've kind of circled to keep an eye on because it is Cal Berkeley, but it is that travel. It's across the country. It's basically a different side of the world. They do have Miami winning 31-28. Traveling 3,000 miles. First time meeting
28. I can see that.
First time meeting the Golden Bears as an ACC opponent. Last time the teams met, Cal defeated Miami 24-17, 2008 Emerald Bowl. Survived though, hopefully. This is another game. I agree with them on this one. Louisville has a very good team. Almost got them last year. They have Louisville winning this game 24-20. So this is part of the reasoning. It gets dicey for Miami. They're notoriously struggle after open week. So they have an open date between Cal Berkeley and all that travel and Louisville. And this won't be a good time for that. The Cardinals, ACC contenders, beat us last year 38-31 in Coral Gables after trailing 28-23 heading into the fourth quarter. Louisville's got a solid team. This is the part of the schedule that gets dicey for me. Now, Florida State, they took a step back yesterday. Was that they're really not as good as we thought they were going to be? Or was it just you're in Dublin, it's the first game of the season, a lot of question marks? They do have Miami winning 28-27 in the rivalry game. And you know what? I think Miami's going to win by more than that. I think it's more like a 30-21 game for Miami.
I would relax.
Clemson starter DJ Uiagalelei. He's going to be taking his team here to Miami. See what happens. It's at home, man. We're at home. You know how I feel about DJ Uiagalelei.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
I just, I'm happy we have Cam Ward. Duke.
You're not a fan.
A lot of people don't realize how interesting this Duke game is.
I don't know what to make of Duke because they lost their head coach to Texas A&M and they lost their starting quarterback to Notre Dame.
But who's their new head coach?
Oh, well, we all know this is the get back game. This is the spin around the block. Oh, yeah. Oh, y'all let me go, huh?
Manny Diaz back in the house, wants to prove something that he belongs. Nonetheless, they have Miami winning 34-14. Still, tricky wicket for you right there. Georgia Tech, this is a no-doubter for me. Miami wins it easy. Revenge for last year. We're not making the same mistakes twice. Although Georgia Tech made me have a little bit more of a doubt yesterday, by the way, they played against Florida State.
And you're going to Georgia Tech.
And you are going to College Park. but they still have Miami winning 41-20. Wake Forest, another game that has me scared. I'm scared of a lot
Wake
of games.
Forest is really shown a lot of improvement as a football program over the last 5 years.
They still have us in this article winning 38-14. And Syracuse, once again, I have that end of the year looking towards maybe the playoffs, maybe not.
As long as it's not Pittsburgh. If you're going on the road in Pittsburgh, why? And when is Miami going to finish the season at home on Thanksgiving weekend instead of going on the road all the time?
Going to Syracuse, playing in the Carrier Dome.
I did that one year. It wasn't great.
I'm probably not making the trip to Syracuse.
I made the trip to Syracuse one year. It was right after Thanksgiving. Let me tell you this. The only reason why I felt warm because I ate so much Thanksgiving food the night before. We flew in that Friday, bro. Snowstorm.
That sounds like fun.
Stayed in the hotel. Thank God it was a noon game. It was a noon kickoff.
That's nice. Nice.
Oh, good God. Could you imagine if it was like a 3:30 or 7 p.m. kickoff? I got to spend like 4 or 5 hours in that hotel.
Snowed in. No,
Snowed
thank
in.
you.
Oh, no.
Nonetheless, they have Syracuse losing to Miami 45-13. So they have
Miami undefeated.
No, they lost one game to Louisville.
Louisville. That's it.
Whew. If you're a Miami fan, you're more than happy with that.
Does that one game loss to Louisville cost them an 8? Well, no, there's no. Wait, there's still an ACC championship, right?
Yeah, they have to play in the ACC. They'd have to play most likely Louisville in the ACC championship.
So they get back, and then they'll be
one
of the top 4 seeds in the playoffs, or is it top 5 seeds in the playoffs, and then there's 7 wild cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm starting to really believe in this team. We haven't played a game or a snap yet.
Well, like I said, everybody believes.
I'm starting to believe.